you can lay your head down and go back to sleep. Yeah, lay down. Good morning. Yes, same, Brittany. Big same. Okay. You can go back to sleep, honey. You don't need to be awake. I know, you're so smiley, my happy girl. But you don't have to be awake. No, you don't. You don't have to be awake, Angel. You can go back to sleep. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, you want to say good morning, everybody, and then go back to sleep? You only got like 2 minutes of sleep. You can use more sleep, more sleep, more sleep. You can use more sleep. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can go back to sleep. Yeah. Yeah, you can. You don't have to be awake. Nope. Nope. No awake for you. You don't have to be awake. Hello, everybody. Hi. Hi. Okay. Okay. Hey, Ray, did you get my DMs? Wait, what? Oh, 4 children. Come over here and I'll save you, Becca. Ray, did you see my DM? Did you see my DM? Please tell me you saw it. They finally made the creamer in like a huge container, which is nice because we use it a lot, you know. About to leave them in a separate room and close the doors. I mean, sometimes that's what you gotta do. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. I know, right? Did that mug skip the tribunal? It made it out alive, obviously, for obvious reasons, because our child is on it. What? Oh my god, did you guys see that? I almost just poured creamer into the cup instead of into the warmer. What is wrong with me? I'll tell you what's wrong with me. Someone is teething and likes to be screaming. I'm definitely closer to taking their trampoline away. Uh-oh. I know, stunning, right? I can't wait to try them on. I haven't even tried them on yet because yesterday someone was screaming and I wanted her to love them. Oh, that's why I don't recognize. We didn't see the design. Oh, yeah, it's Babyface. It's Babyface. I wanted her to love those wraps, Ray, so I want to put her in them for the first time when she's, like, in a good mood, you know? So she associates them with happy. But I can't wait to, like, wear them and take pictures and stuff because they're freaking stunning. Stunning. Let's try this. I've never tried this one before, but I'm going to try it today. It's the New Orleans style blend. We haven't even finished the tribunal, you guys. Like, I posted round 2 or whatever. I know, right? They're so beautiful. I posted round 2, but there's still more, and the ones on the chocolate block are still sitting on the counter because we were going to let you guys vote. I just didn't have time to edit anything yesterday because she was screaming at me like crazy. I would have sent my wife over. I know, it would have been insane. There's no way that one was going anywhere. No. Time for sleepies. You need to sleep. You were sleeping a second ago. I can't wait. So one of my goals for this month is to like catalog all of our carriers, especially for everyone who has like questions about how they're used and stuff. But also just for myself and for her, like have pictures in each one, just because like someday she's going to be too big for them and I want her to see them and what we did. All our adventures in our different carriers. It's not like you're calling it Mug Hunger Games and Shatter. Yeah, no, definitely. That would be funny though. That would have, that's funny, Jen. That's kind of funny. I almost want to do that just for the lulz. Seems really, what's the word? Violent. And I'm not a violent person. Did you guys see that I got a violation for the Mug Tribunal because they said it was unoriginal content. The Mug Tribunal was unoriginal content. If the Mug Tribunal is unoriginal, what is original, you guys? Because, I mean, like, it's actually insane. Like, it's actually, oh yeah, we love mugs too. Listen, if we had more space, we wouldn't get rid of any of our mugs. Good morning. Like, literally, Kathleen, like, am I off my rocker for thinking that, like, it's so dramatic. It's ridiculous. They were like, this is unoriginal content. And I'm like, how is it possible that this is unoriginal content? No one is doing this. First of all, we set it up with a Mario star and a freaking Pixar armadillo. And we, like, set up candles and everything. If you've seen someone else do this, let me know and I'll give them credit. It was that you got too many views. But I didn't get any views. I don't get any views anymore, you guys. I get no views. My videos don't even crack 1,000 views anymore, which means that they're obviously not showing it to any of, you know, any of, my followers, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody looks at my stuff anymore, which is fine. I'm not complaining. But, like, well, forget FYP. Just what about my regular followers? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, it's totally fine. Like, I'm not mad about the views. It's like, whatever. I don't have time for that right now anyway. I don't have time to deal with more than what I already deal with. But, like, why are they mad at me for, like, having a little fun? The Mug Tribunal was just supposed to be something funny that my husband and I did. Like, it was just supposed to be silly. It wasn't, like, we're not making any money on those videos. You know what I mean? Like, why are they upset? Like, okay, but did you make a choice? No. I wonder if someone reported out of spite. I mean, it's like, if they can't tell the difference between a real report and not real report, then they just need to not have a platform anymore. You not wanting it to go viral, just not flagged for viral. Exactly. I'm not trying to go viral. It has freaking 800 views. I just don't want to get flagged. That's literally it. That's exactly right. Like, we're not trying to do any kind of big, like, if I was trying to go viral, I would have had better production value. But even if it was the same thing as something else, why does it matter? So many videos. Exactly. So many people do, why are we doing this? So many people do trends and they have the exact same thing over and over again. It's just for funs. I just don't understand it. I don't understand it, you guys. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, exactly. How are people allowed to do trends then? Yeah. Did you submit for a review? I did. And it said, like, what is your reasoning? And I said, literally explain to me how this is unoriginal content. It's a bunch of people who have too much time on their hands. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's not even slime content. Like, these people who are so mad about slime stuff, it's like, Guys, this isn't even a slime video. There's no slime involved. You won. You have it. I won't make slime anymore on TikTok. I'll do slime only on Patreon, and we'll never put slime on TikTok again. Will that make you guys happy? Will you leave me alone then? I mean, like, ridiculous. Like, what do they want? I honestly don't know what they want. No, AI is not good at all. I was gonna say everyone's literally doing the exact same thing. I know. I know. Brain rot stuff, what does that mean? And they'll still be mad, Amanda. They'll still be big mad, right? I mean, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. The absolute audacity of some things. And you're just like, whatever. But that all being said, if TikTok really is getting sold and the replacement is going to be a government-run platform, I won't be using it. That's a fact. If it turns into a government-run platform, we will go elsewhere. I will not be using a government-run social media. Like, what country are we in? Be so for real with me right now. So, that's a no. Yeah, obviously not then, right, Kathleen? Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. Trying to figure out if we can shut off all these messages in our chat thread. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Will there be a slime live tonight? I don't know. That's a great question. I wanted to, but I have to be honest with you. Right around the time when we do slime lives, usually every day, she has been losing her mind from teething. It happens at the same time every day, which is what makes doing stuff like that so hard. She just like is inconsolable, like sobbing, screaming, crying. And I can't leave her in those situations. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just really, really hard, which is one of the reasons why we don't have very much roll for slime this month. And I pre-planned that because it's just, it's like yesterday I was in class and I had to console her while having class in my ear and like try to do class at the same time. And it's just like, it's so impossible because she doesn't want to be held by anyone else in those situations. Like my aunt was here and she offered to help, but it didn't matter because she can only be consoled by me in those moments. And it doesn't matter how many different things we try or whatever, she doesn't want anyone else to hold her when she's hurting. So, you know, and that's fine. I'm not mad about that. Like I'm her mother, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I wish that too, Amanda. They're so dumb. And so anyway, yeah, no, it's definitely proof of our, we're attached to the hip, literally. See, the hip. That was a really bad joke. I'll let it go. But anyway, the moral of the story is as soon as we get through these times where we're screaming in the afternoon, we'll go back to having lives. Yeah. But she's in pain. You can tell because she's a happy baby. You know what I mean? It's so temporary. She's such a happy baby. When she's okay and not hurting, even her like annoyed or crying sounds or like, you know, whatever, you can live through it. I'm talking like actual tears, sobbing, screaming. Like you can tell she's in pain in those moments. It's very different than her like, I need a diaper change or can you please take me outside for a walk? There's a big difference between these two things. And then, you know, I get cold things, I put them on her gums, but that only lasts so long. And, you know, you feed her, but that only lasts so long, you know. So anyway, that's my long-winded. Are you looking at the lights? Do you want to maybe take a nap? You were asleep before. You got 2 minutes of sleep. You don't want to go back to sleep? It's my youngest birthday today. Oh, 2 is such a fun age. My nephew is 2. I love it. I think it's the funniest thing. He is such a funny kid. I remember when Zoe was 2 and Ethan is such a fun 2. Like he walked up to my sister covered in like blueberry gunk yesterday and she has a video of him and she said, "What did you eat?" And he said, "Blueberries," and then ran off and she was like, okay. But I mean, just like so sweet and precious and hilarious and
Yeah, it's just the cutest. They're such a sweet age. I love to. I do. I love to. Happy birthday to him, and exciting for you. You know, everyone has this idea about two. Like, you know, there's that trope of the terrible twos. Do you have a collection of the wraps you have on? Yes, and I want to do a whole like series about them. Thank you. Um, uh, you know, there's this whole thing about the terrible twos and whatever. But yeah, they have a lot of emotions, but that's because they're just learning everything, and it's hard to learn everything new. But like, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Two is great. I don't think we should be calling it terrible twos. I think that just gives them a bad rap. Um, you know, I saw a few wraps you might like. I'm trying not to purchase anything right now, but you know, if I find one that I don't love, I might trade for something. I know her babbles are adorable, right, Leah? Okay, so anyway, the moral of this story is two is great. They are learning, and they are hilarious. I feel like every year has its ups and downs. Agreed. Every year has ups and downs, right? Year zero. Year zero. You're no years. No years. No years. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so let's read chapter 13. Here we go. She looks like she's reading it right now. Can you see this? Is this not the funniest thing you've ever seen? She's like, I'm going to read chapter 13. Just remember the day he was born, like it was yesterday. Oh, I know. It makes me so sad. I know, I wish it would go slower. But then at the same time, I love all her new milestones, so it's like really hard, you know? Are you gonna kick out your seat? Can you take a nap? You really need a nap, my angel. Yes, you do. Why don't you lay your head down for a nappy nap? Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you lay your head down for a nappy nap? What do you think? Okay, let's read 13 regardless of whether she naps or not. Effie! Cries Proserpina, flinging herself into the newcomer's arms, and Effie pats her back. Well, I'm not gonna let my baby sister, or her friends, fail because some slacker didn't do his job. All the prep team breaks into cheers or tears or both as they crowd around her, and she accepts the adulation, but then she gets serious. Listen, everybody, there's something bigger than you and me happening here. As we all know, the Hunger Games are a sacred ceremony of remembrance for the dark days. A lot of people lost their lives to guarantee peace and prosperity for our nation, and this is our chance. Nay, it is our duty to honor them. Well, she swallowed the Capitol propaganda hook, line, and sinker with that. But at least she brought us some decent footwear. She begins unzipping bags. When you called, Prosy, at first I did not know what to do. And then I thought, great Aunt Messalina. Great Aunt Messalina, crows Proserpina. She never throws anything out. Yeah, a lot of it's really old, but fortunately all the war era styles are back in fashion, explains Effie. And she holds up a black lace dress with matching gloves. And there's loads of black because there were so many funerals. You are brilliant, Effie Trinket, sputters Vitus. I confess I am having a moment, says Effie. Don't worry, boys. Great Uncle Silas was no slouch in the thread department either. He certainly wasn't. And even better, he seems to be roughly the same size as Wyatt and me, with just a few adjustments. We find a tuxedo for Wyatt and a three-piece suit with a rakish vest embroidered with cocktail glasses for me. Just the thing for a rascal, or a bootlegger. By the time I've got a roomy pair of patent leather shoes and an 8-ball cufflink on my white silk shirt, I look slick as a whistle. I cry every time I see Hamish people. I know, it's crazy when you see them later. I know, it's wild, Naisa. Okay, yeah. Clothes do make the man, Effie says with satisfaction, giving me an approving pat on the shoulder. At least the... Really? Uh-huh. What else? Boop. 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 Yeah. giving me an approving pat on the shoulder. And at least the trinkets aren't mean. They're just clueless, which makes for a big improvement over Drusilla and Magno. The girls look sensational too, with Lulu in a black lace dress, expertly pinned to fit her, and Maisie in an off-the-shoulder velvet gown, a boa, and the black lace gloves we saw. I know we're being prettied up for slaughter, but at least we might have some sponsors now. Who could believe that they're from District 12? It's really nice of your great aunt to let you borrow everything, says Vitus. Well, she owes us after she disgraced all of us the way she... with the... Let me try that again. I know, she thinks she's so cute showing up. Well, she owes us after all the disgrace that she brought to the family name of Trinket. We'll be recovering for that for years, Effie says, crinkling her brow, even if only half of the stories are true. And Vitus puts a consoling arm around her and says, listen, you don't pick your ancestors. And then his voice drops to a shame whisper. My grandfather was a rebel sympathizer. Huh, you win, concedes Effie, but look at you now. And when Drusilla swings out of the kitchen, she does a double take at our outfits. What happened here? My sister, beams Proserpina, nudging Effie forward. Oh, it was a privilege to dress them for Panem, says Effie modestly. And yeah. Do you think you might nap? Do you think you might nap? I know you're tired. I know you are. Very good standees. Wow, way to kick out your seat. Good job. Good seat kickies. So good. You're so intelligent. Now nap. You need a nap. You need a nap. You need a nap. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Yeah, you do. You do, you do, you do. Thank you, Amanda, for the pity laugh. I appreciate that. She didn't find it as funny as you did, but that's neither here nor there, right? I don't know. I think her seat looks pretty good. Look at that seat. That was great. Down. But look, it's still a good seat. Look at this. Nice. It's secure. It's a hammock. It's a butt in a hammock with the knees up and the butt down. It's good. Drusilla's face twists through a range of expressions, confusion, relief, admiration, with bitterness ultimately winning out. These cannot be credited to Mango. You, she grabs Effie by the arm. You're coming with us, and I'm going to tell everyone that you're responsible. Oh, no, but I don't even have a backstage pass, objects Effie. That, at least, I can remedy. Drusilla waves us toward the door. Come on, you lot. Let's try to make it on time to at least one of these events. Proserpina shoves a makeup... You gonna do this to Effie Trinket, of all people? Really? Effie? Of all people, you're gonna talk over Effie? Yeah. Proserpina shoves a makeup box into Effie's hands. For touch-ups, she says. I'm on it, promises Effie, for everybody. And she gives Lulu, who's baring her teeth, a worried look. Maybe a lighter shade of pink for you. And tone down the blush, says Maisie. Oh my god, exactly, agrees Effie. And for a moment, these are just... Wait, no, this is an important line. You have to let me read this part, honey. Yeah, you have to, okay? You gotta let mommy read this. Exactly, agrees Effie. And for a moment, these are just two girls on a mission to beautify the world. It's kind of sweet in its own weird way. You want to go in your bouncy for a few minutes, and then maybe you'll want to get back in the sling after? What do you think? What do you think? You want to have a few minutes in your bouncy to recollect yourself? You think that's so funny. Is that so funny? Is that so funny? Here, have this. Okay. See how you like that? And you just chill there for a minute, and then we'll see what you think, okay? And if you will, you know, chill for a second. Effie holds up a compact for her opinion. I'm thinking like maybe peach. Oh my god, much better. And Effie, hold on. Effie reaches over and removes a broken feather from Maisley's boa. There, you're perfect. Is my mascara okay? Yes, but I can see it'd be a problem with those long lashes of yours. Effie digs into the makeup box and hands her a little pad. Here, take this, just in case of smudges. You know what the thing is? Effie and Maisie are girls. You know? They're girls. Drusilla starts to haul Effie off towards the door, sending the makeup box to the floor, and it cracks open and tubes of color roll across the burnt orange carpet. I lean over and I collect them, returning it all to Effie, who looks slightly surprised. Thank you, Hamish, she says. That was very considerate, especially considering your circumstances. Yeah, well... Really? You think so? Well, thank you for bringing us some dress-up clothes. Oh, you deserve to look beautiful tonight, Effie replies. And I think you're all being very brave. She is. She's a dinosaur. It's true. We don't have much choice, but it's nice to have someone recognize it. And in the van, inspired by great Uncle Silas's taste in fashion, I decided to double down on the bootlegger angle. I imagine brewing up illegal booze falls into the category of what the Capitol would consider naughty, but not dangerous. Judging by the opening ceremony crowd, most of these folks drink like fish, so there could be a fair amount of sympathy for a kid who goes out of his way against the law to keep his district pickled. Anyway, it's the best rascally angle that I can come up with, and it's founded in truth. I don't want to get Hattie in any trouble, though, so I pretend to do something on my own. How did you get a dino? Oh, I went into Jurassic Park and I snatched her back. Right? She thinks that's funny. She laughed at that. You think that's silly? Is that so silly? I'm starting to get antsy about the breaking the arena plan, given that I still don't know the timeline or how the explosives are being smuggled in. Yeah. You think you're so funny? You think you're so funny? Are you so silly? Are you so silly? Right? Attention, mother. A dinosaur for real, yes. A dinosaur for real. Are you a dinosaur? Yeah, you like that Chewy? Is that such a good Chewy? Yeah, it's a good Chewy, huh? You're so smiley, beautiful angel. Okay, how about we read our book? What do you think? Yeah? Yeah? Okay, I'll read to you. How about that? And then maybe you'll be happy, girl. Okay. Mags and Wyrus are allowed to accompany Drusilla, so Beatty should be with his tributes tonight, too. The interviews are televised from the auditorium. The seats a couple thousand people. Drusilla tells us that there won't be any delay since there's no potential for an uprising from the Capitol audience, so don't mess up and expect her to cover for us. That's rich. After she gets the official lineup, she slips off to have a word with Caesar Flickerman so he can know how to approach our interviews, and as she walks away, she mutters, "Shrew, calculator, lunatic, rascal." We're taken to a waiting room backstage called the Green Room, although it's painted white. It's already crowded with mentors, escorts, and stylists, all hovering around their tributes, who are all polished up and dressed in chic evening wear in their district's signature color. Even District 1, who wore ball gowns and suits to the parade, have upped their game, and their snot green ensembles are flowing with trains and plumed cottontails that require 3 times the space of any other district. Are you gonna use, oh, well, okay. I think maybe this person is not someone for us. Jeez, oof, that was scary. Goodbye. Wait, why didn't it take the comment away? Yeah, what the heck? Sasha, how do we get on that PR list? I don't know what that means. What PR list? I'm not on any PR list. Nobody wants to give me PR shit. Let's be real, no one's sending me anything. It's got on your side. Oh yeah, what a weird thing to say. The Dino PR, oh that's funny, haha, very funny. Oh, no, this is from Target. This is not PR. I bought this at Target, it was like $8. It was like nothing. Secret Baby was the PR package. Yeah, I worked real hard for that package. I was away from the phone, that was scary. Yeah, seriously, what a crazy comment. Okay, sorry. Where was I? Takes up the space of any other district. Effie eyes them critically and she whispers, "Thank goodness that your color is black. Can you imagine trying to outfit everyone in Peridot? I mean, that was a flash in the pan." You want to say hi to Grandma? Grandma's here. Say hi, Grandma. Yeah, hi, Grandma. Did you hear that? Hi, Grandma. Hi, Grandma. Hi. Hi. She's looking at the beloved tripod, waiting for Grandma to come out of it. Sometimes we FaceTime Grandma on that tripod, huh? Yeah. Okay. Yes. And then what? What else? You can't just stop the story there. You got to keep it going. The story can't end. You gotta go full force into the story. If you're gonna tell a story, tell the whole thing. She's thinking about it. She looks like this right now. I love how she waits until, I know, right? She's like, I'm gonna be quiet until you start to read. You can talk, you just can't read. How does she know the difference, you guys? Look, I'm talking right now, she's not talking over me. Watch. Effie eyes them critically and whispers, I already read that line. Honestly, 12 comes off a lot classier and somehow potentially deadlier. Maybe I'm projecting. My jacket and vest have hidden compartments and my belt has some extra loops that Effie told me were for decorative weapons. Decorative. And Effie quickly ruled out the first shirt I tried on because of something that looked suspiciously like a blood stain that hadn't come out in the wash. And I can't help... Perhaps the cadence, yes. I can't help wondering if what Great Aunt Messalina and her husband did to disgrace the family was connected to some lifeless bodies. It makes me feel a little bit more dangerous slipping into their skin tonight. Beatty catches my eye from a cluster of electric blue and gives a quick nod toward the buffet. Drusilla is making sure everybody knows that Effie did our clothes, so I am able to plead thirst and make a beeline for the punch bowl. The table's spread with delicacies like candy, high-heeled shoes, and caviar and seashells, and miniature pigs made of ham salad. What? Ew. That sounds gross, honey. Here, take this. Have the chewy. You don't need ham in it. You don't need little pig ham salads. That sounds just cruel. It sounds just cruel. Yeah. Okay. I don't recognize half of the food, but I follow a lady's example and I smear a dollop of goat cheese on a square of peanut brittle. It's surprisingly good. I don't think I would eat that. I like peanut brittle. I like goat cheese. I don't think I'd put them together. I know. Okay, you finish telling your story. You finish. Go ahead. Yeah. How are we ever going to get through this chapter? You think that's funny, huh? I know you do. Yes, you do. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay. Yes. Really? Yeah? What if we sing a song? Usually you calm down if we sing a song. Do you want to sing a song really quick? In every job that must be done, there is an element of fun. You find the fun. Oh, you don't like this one? And snap. The job's a game. And every task you undertake becomes a piece of cake, a lark, a spree. It's very clear to see that a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. The medicine go down. Medicine go down. Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. in the most delightful way. Are we better? Yeah? Are you a happy girl now? Okay. You want to sing the song? Go ahead. Your turn. Uh-huh. Yes, and then? You look so tired. You could just give in and take a nap. She says, no nap. No nap, mommy. No nap. Okay. What if I give you this ball? What if I give you your ball? You want this O ball? Yeah, you can hold it with both hands. Beautiful. Oh, pfft. Just tossed it. Just threw it across the room, literally. Okay, well, so much for that. I was trying to give you something that you would like, but I guess that wasn't it. So she told me how she feels about that. Yes. I'm ladling myself some punch when... I'm ladling myself some punch when Beatty sidles up beside me, and he picks up a large pair of silver tweezers and begins to meticulously choose tiny vegetables from an arrangement shaped like a bunch of flowers. It looks ridiculous. Yeah, we're never gonna get through this chapter, are we? No, no, never. Do those work better than your fingers? I ask. I'm trying not to draw attention to myself, he says quietly. What was that, Screaming Pants? I'm trying not to draw attention to myself, he says quietly, and I glance around to see several peacekeepers that have their eye on us. A couple begin to close in when there's a commotion at the door. Oh, okay. Jeez. Yeah, he said it so quietly that you couldn't hear over her screaming. Well. Shh. We have to be quiet, girls, okay? Yeah. A couple begin to close in when there's a commotion at the door. Magno Stiff lurches into the room holding a cage of reptiles above his head and shouting, "The party animals are here!" This guy is insane. He's insane. Magno is insane, you guys. As the peacekeepers redirect toward my stylist, Beatty plucks off a minuscule radish and speaks rapidly under his breath. Head north. Ampert will do the same after he has the explosive. Do your best to locate the mutt portal by tracking the returning mutts after an attack. After you and Ampert meet up, take one to access sub A. That's where the tank is located. We've replaced a black cord in Ampert's token with a fuse, and the blasting cap is hidden inside the weave. I take a deep pull on my punch, checking out Ampert's token over the rim of my cup. It's indistinguishable from the one Maisaline made, with no sign of a blasting cap and the braided cord. Beatty doesn't say where it came from, but the rebels must have smuggled it in with somebody through security and then swapped it out for the original. All 4 District 9 sunflowers are now composed of explosives, he adds. But their sunflowers are hard. Kurna's shattered on the floor. Yes, those are covered with shellac. Wet them underwater and rub them between your palms. The friction will help dissolve the shellac, and it will leave the explosive malleable. Does 9 know about this plan? I ask. They do not. Ampert will scavenge from one of their persons. From a dead body, he means, probably at the bloodbath, or more if he can get them. It never hurts to have a spare. And if Ampert fails to show... Beatty's voice breaks a little slightly at the last bit. We both know why Ampert might not be able to reach me, and for a moment he examines the pea-sized tomato under his glasses. We've also replaced the... A flutter of chiffon at my elbow alerts me to the arrival of a District 6 dove who shimmers in their iridescent gray finery. Beatty moves down to the meatball pyramid without further clarification or a goodbye or even a good luck. I got through one page. You think that's funny? Mommy got through one page. You're okay with me reading as long as I'm standing? Is that the situation? I'm just not allowed to sit down? If I stand and sway even though I'm not holding you, will you let me read? What do you think? You'll be like transfixed? Welly whispers, Ampert says that when we get to the arena, we're supposed to band together as soon as possible. Is that by design? Probably. If Ampert bands with the others, then he'll have access to the tributes from 9 when they die. Meanwhile, I have my own mission, which does not involve protecting the flock. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I agree. And he says that maybe some of your bigger tributes can grab weapons first. Well, he tells me, I'll give it a shot, but I will not be able to look after them in the arena, I think. I'll have to devote my abilities to blowing up the tank or die trying. Hey, listen, I'm going to be a real jerk in my interview. It's something that my team worked up, and it will never... I'm never going to hurt you, okay? I'm not going to hurt any of the newcomers. That's a promise. We know that, says Welly, eyes full of trust. Too much trust. I need to distance myself from them for the good of everybody. There's another thing, though, I say. You saw my score, that I only got a 1. The game makers may be targeting me. It's dangerous for any one of you to be around me, so I'm thinking of going it alone. Welly's face falls. But they're targeting all of us, and we need you. You don't need me if I'm drawing packs of mutts or being chased into the careers. You don't. And okay, you have to understand that. Tell the others, okay? Across the room, a glassy-eyed Magno has backed into a corner, but managed to clear some space by freeing a 6-foot snake from the cage and waving it around. Where are my tributes? I need to dress them, he said. People are shrieking, and the peacekeepers form a huddle over the confer... Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was funny, right? Mommy doesn't know how to read. Yeah, are you getting tired yet? I think you are. Are you getting tired watching me sway? Across the room, sorry, no. People are shrieking and the peacekeepers form a huddle to confer over their plan to subdue him. Okay, I have to sway. Okay, I'll sway. Okay. Drusilla looks overjoyed, shouting, "Take him down! Take him down!" Suzanne's really trying to get us on the heart because we're going to get a trick. I know, it's so sad. And we all know how it ends. Not really, but yes and no. We know what we know, right? We know what we know. But before the peacekeepers' tasers are pulled and can do the job, Lulu steps up and extends a hand for the snake and says, "Mine!" Magno grins and bypasses her hands and drapes the snake over her shoulders and then loops the tail end around her neck. "All right, you wear her like this," he says, and Lulu intertwines her arms with the snake's neck so that it rests on the back of her hand and she holds it up. Magno leans over and kisses the snake on the mouth. It's the very picture of madness. This damaged little girl with our debauched drug stylist. Wyatt goes over to collect her and puts an arm around her to guide her back to the District 12 crew. The snake seems to have given Lulu a sense of power, and she walks by tributes 3 times her size, brandishing the snake as it's hissing. You look so tired. Are you sure you don't want to sleep? You could go in the wrap and you could sleep. It would be so great for you. I rejoin my district just as the televisions at the end of the green room comes to life. On screen, an invisible hand writes a big curly Q 50 over a shot of the auditorium stage as a booming voice announces, "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 50th Hunger Games Night of Interviews. And here's everybody's favorite host, Caesar Flickerman." Caesar descends from the ceiling, perched on a crescent moon, stars shooting out behind him. You hate Caesar Flickerman? Caesar did nothing to you. Caesar is a capital darling. We don't talk like that about Caesar Flickerman in this household. She does not like Caesar Flickerman. Here. You want to you want in the wrap? You want to go sleepies? You look like you do. You look like you want sleepies. I know. I'm so excited. I love Kieran Culkin. I think he's so great. And I'm excited to see him play this role. Okay. Do you want to go in the wrap? You want to go in? Do you want to go in the wrap? Yeah? Do you want to go for a wrap nap? Do you want to go for a wrap nap? Do you want to go for a wrap nap? Do you want to go for a wrap nap, nap? What do you think? Wrap nap? We're going to try it, you guys. We're going to try a wrap nap. We're going to see what happens. See if she will let me give her a wrap nap. Will you bend your legs, do you think? Do you want to bend your legs? Do you want to have a nap? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Yeah. What do you think? Is that better? You're back in your wrap? Are you happy, girl, now? Are you happy, girl, now? Yeah. Do you want to lay your head down? Oh, so cozy. So nappy. So nap. Oh, so nap. Yeah, we love a nap. Oh, so good. Okay. He's a young guy wearing a suit so dark blue that it's almost black, embedded with tiny light bulbs that make him twinkle. Oh. The sun will come out tomorrow, but your bottom dollar by tomorrow. There's sun. Shh. You really don't want a nap, but you should have one. Hey, sweet angel, look at mommy. Look at mommy. Hey, Kiki, look at mommy. Oh. Hey. Here. Oh, sweetie girl. No, I mean, it doesn't feel like it. We can check it, but it doesn't really feel like there's anything in there. And she just had to change right before we started. Okay, let's check then. Okay, you want to check your diaper? We can check. Should we check it? Is that what you want? You want a diaper check? Should we do a diaper check? You just don't want to be in the wrap. Okay, you can go back in your bouncy. You are anti-nap right now? You're anti-nap? You're just anti all naps. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Yeah, you're hungry? You think you're hungry, maybe? Should we try a foodie? Yeah. Okay, let's try food. Let's see if it's food. Is it food that we want? Let's see. Okay, we're hungry. Yeah, we'll eat. Okay. You know, if you would have let me put you in the wrap could hold you while you eat. That's even better for mommy. Okay. The suit never changes, but every year he dyes his hair a different color, and tonight it's a deep pine forest green, and he paints his eyelids and lips the same color. Maybe you could make the argument for the eyes and the hair, but the green lips suggest a man in the process of decomposition. He looks ghoulish, gleam over his white teeth, as he flashes the audience a knowing smile that only reminds you that he's got a skull under that glop. And as he deftly dismounts the moon, he opens his arms and says, "Hello, Pan Am! Shall we get this party started?" And the audience roars its approval. Here in the green room, a younger game maker lines up districts 1 and 2, reading out the order of appearance. They file out the door thereafter to wait for her in the wings. On screen, Caesar launches into a brief retrospective of the other 49 games, starting with the no-frills version of the early years directly after the war, and when the tributes were thrown into an old, bombed-out sports arena with weapons and little else. It's pretty funny, yes. We know about that. The old sports arena. I watch carefully when he talks about the 10th Hunger Games being a turning point that was the year that District 12 had a victor, and they only then introduced betting, and sponsors, and the rickety drones that dropped off food and water to the tributes. From this point on, the games evolved from pure punishment to unapologetic entertainment. The original sports venue was abandoned as the game makers began to use the existing settings in the wild or bombed out towns and such, introducing an assortment of mutts and a variety of weapons. The 25th Hunger Games, the first quarter quell, proved particularly heinous as the districts were forced to choose their own tributes rather than relying on the reaping. Ooh, that sounds awful, you guys. They had to choose. Another flickerman named Lucky hosted with commentary from a relic of a woman named Gall, who was credited with coining the phrase, "May the odds be ever in your favor," for that anniversary. The phrase has caught on as a way to wish someone good luck. But if you think about it, it's a very sadistic thing to say to a tribute, given that survival is an impossibility for 23 out of the 24 kids. For the first quell, okay, hold on, honey. Well, see, what I'm trying to tell you is if we do this in your wrap, you'll have a better chance. Here, go in here for 2 seconds. Let mommy put on the wrap, and then you can eat in the wrap. Isn't that so much nicer if you eat in the wrap? Yeah. Just give mommy 2 seconds. We're going to eat in the wrap. It's so much better. Yes, it's better. It's better. It's better. It's better. Yes. I promise you it's better. Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. Oh, honey, you're going to eat right now. I know you don't think you are, but you are. Okay, look. Brrr, sweetheart, focus on mommy. Hey, look at, what's this? This is food. This is food. It's food right here. See, there you go. Isn't that so much nicer for all of us? And mommy has a hand, and you have a seat. Yeah, see? Much better. Okay. For this first quell, the game makers had tributes kick off the capital position by riding chariots through the streets in district-flavored costumes. Rather than scout a location for the games, they then built an arena for single use. Also, the cornucopia then made its first appearance, loaded with weapons and supplies, triggering a heated bloodbath when the opening gong sounded. For the last 24 years, they've unveiled a brand new arena each year based on a different environment or theme, from a desert to a frigid landscape to Wyrus's reflective puzzle. When they called this one, they called the Nest of Mirrors. Caesar teases the audience about the second quarter quell arena. He's heard a rumor that puts all the previous arenas to shame. Can they even imagine it? No, they can't. Will it be fabulous? Yes, it will. My stomach feels sick, and I'm glad that I don't have to go first. I'm also glad that District 1 does have to go first. When Caesar introduces Silka, she strides onto stage, dragging 15 feet of snot-green train behind her. Ugh, just like a snail, comments Maisily loudly, getting a round of nervous laughter in the green room. What everybody really thinks is about how Silka is over 6 feet tall with heels and can throw an axe into a dummy's heart at 15 feet, and that's not something that you can just laugh off. Since there are so many of us this year, we're limited to a 2-minute interview, and after every 4 districts, there will be some sort of break that Caesar calls a palate cleanser. Okay, honey, you're trying to kick out. You can't kick out when you're eating, because then you fall. You can't kick out while you're eating. You have to stay in while you're eating. Yeah. Yeah, you have to stay in while you're eating. Yeah. Yeah, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy. Yeah. Is that better? Yeah. Eat, eat, eat. Eat, eat, eat. Eat, eat, eat. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Eat, eat, eat. We are so hungry these days. So hungry. Yeah. Yeah. Silka wastes no time in bragging about her size, her strength, her axe handling, her scoring a 10, and she doesn't even bother mentioning her alliance with the careers, which Caesar brings up when she just says, well, sure, it helps to have someone to clear the field. And Panesh swaggers onto stage next, stopping 3 different times to pose and flex his muscles for the audience. Panesh from District 1, Caesar bellows. Oh, honey. Are you all done? Are you done eating? Is that it then? Mommy can put her shirt back on, whatever. And then you can come back in close and we can cuddle. You want to be cozy now that you're done eating? You want to take a nap finally? Do you? You want to take a nap finally? Yeah, you're sleepy. Yeah, you eat and then you get sleepy. That's how we do it. Yeah. Panesh from District 1, Caesar bellows, and then he asks him, so, Panesh, in addition to your obvious assets, why should our audience back you? I know, we don't like Panesh. I know. Yes, I know. Okay, honey, it's okay. Lay your head down, you need a nap. You need a nap. Okay, guys, I don't think we're going to make it through much of this. We'll finish this chapter tomorrow because she is just not having it with me, and we're just not getting through any of it anyway. It's not fair to anybody to have to listen to it this way and not actually get through any of it. So I will go try to get her down for a nap some way or another. We will see what I am successful with, and I will see you all tomorrow, and we'll read the rest of this chapter in a different one. Okay, sweetheart. All right, we'll see you later, guys. Bye.